Hello everybody, we're back. I'm still fading into the ether. But that's fine because, that just means that those who summon me are losing faith in me. Sorry for the microphone bumps, Minicat is here. It matters not how many times you ask. Without the necessary permissions, none shall pass. Pray understand, good sir, we have not the leisure to lodge a formal petition. Time is of the essence. I'll ask that you summon your superior. Allow me to plead my case. Surely you can grant us that small kindness. Away with you, and darken these doors no longer. I will not ask again. You know not what you do. I gather your pleas fell upon deaf ears. A loyal man with a cold heart. I know his kind well. I hope you will find me more to your liking. Open a levier at your service, a friend. Which I believe makes me very nearly unique, in this part of the world at least. Few indeed are your allies in Ul'dah, yet you will need some if you wish to endear yourselves to the wealthy and powerful. Pray, join me and my associate at the quicksand, where you may explain your situation to us, and we shall see if there is aught we can do to help. There shouldn't be ads played right now. Pre-rolls should be off for another 28 minutes, and the ads themselves should have been done a minute, 15 seconds ago. If there's an ad being played, it's on Twitch's end. There's nothing I can do about that. I've done all I can do, guys. Sadly. Yeah, according to my thing here, pre-rolls should be off for another 27 minutes and 33 seconds. Benny B. Alright guys, we're meeting with the refugee leader.
We have traveled some several thousand miles across the sea from the nation of Doma, in hopes that we might find sanctuary in these lands.
Sanctuary, Lady Yugiri?
Aye. Lying within Ul'dah, Doma was under the dominion of the Garlean Empire, as I'm sure you are aware. When the War of Succession broke out in Garlemald, we espied an opportunity to free ourselves from the yoke of imperial oppression and took up arms. Only to be crushed. And so I gathered what few Domans escaped the reckoning and guided them hither to your shores.
A War of Succession? Then the Emperor... Forgive me. You said that Doma was under Imperial rule, did you not?
Doma is gone. Razed to the ground as an example to the other provinces.
12 have mercy. And your people?
On a ship anchored in Vesper Bay, flying borrowed colors. Many were complicit in the rebellion, or akin to those who were. They will not come ashore until I send word that it is safe to do so. I sought an audience with your rulers, but was summarily refused.
The lords of Ul'dah are not wont to entertain foreign refugees without suitable encouragement.
Mayhap I was foolish to expect otherwise, but our supplies run low and we have young ones in urgent need of care. I have seen the tents outside the gates, however. We are not the first to seek asylum, nor will we be the last.
Be that as it may, Ul'dah is no friend to Garlemald. Your tale would stir the hearts of many men and women here. The Sultana and the Syndicate will not be so easily swayed, but I shall see that you are granted an opportunity to plead your case.
This is within your power?
Well, far be it from me to boast, but I do have the ear of certain influential individuals.
I am in your debt.
Lady Yugiri, forgive me for observing, but your choice of attire seems like to evoke feelings of mistrust.
Men are wont to fear the unfamiliar. We know this from experience. We seek only to spare the people of Ul'dah unnecessary disquiet.
I shall defer to your experience, then.
I thank you for your understanding.
It seems I have urgent business with the Flame General. I leave our guests in your capable hands.
Fuck you, Alphino. You love to boast. It's like your favorite thing to do. If I may, madame, as I said earlier, we have been at sea for some several moons, and our supplies are all but spent. I am not the heart to repeat the tales of our tribulations, nor would it please you to listen to them, I think. Suffice it to say, however, sacrifices have been made. Though it shames me to beg for more when you have already offered so much, desperation compels me. Good madame, if you or your associates could spare any provisions, anything at all, it would go a long way to lessen the suffering of my people. Well, naturally we go talk to Momodi. Did they eventually explain Alphino? Yes. Hells, why didn't you say so sooner, Miro? Of course I'll help. You couldn't have picked a better day to tell the truth. A wealthy merchant and his entourage were due to have a banquet here on the morrow, see? But just sent word that they can't come, meaning I've got a boatload of foodstuffs and no one to feed. Best of all, they paid for the lot in advance. Go on and call on Fridera and Catherine at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. Tell them I said to ship the little prince's orders to the Waken Sands. Oh, and if they argue, just show them those letters. That should set them straight. Alphino does get explained at some point in the game. He gets quite a bit of character development. Who's over here? I dare say I probably should have just gone to the main aetherite. I just ran around in a big fucking circle. Alright. Where's the Sapphire Avenation? Yeah. It's like, wait, hang on. I'm heading to the Ruby Road Exchange. I gotta go to the Sapphire Road Exchange. I think this is the guy that has the Cutter's Cry quest, actually. My, that's a rather odd request. Mayhap you misheard her instructions? Instructions penned by the quicksand providers to deliver foodstuffs to the Waking Sands. You know, you shouldn't encourage them like this. They'll start to expect it. You mark my words. Rude. She's in the business of feeding refugees now. I ain't normally one to question Mrs. Momodi's judgment, but that doesn't seem wise to me. Yeah, fuck. What is she thinking helping people? I'll not speak for the children, but if you ask me, any man that can't earn a crust deserves to go hungry. Huh? Super rude. Well, terrible people aside, we're at least gonna send the foodstuffs out. They didn't give you any trouble, did they? Good. Now, go and tell Lady Yugiri it's all in hand. Hey, Lady Yugiri. I dare not hope for such magnanimity. Much less expected. Mistress Momodi is a generous indeed. I shall be sure to thank her most humbly. Lady Yugiri, I briefed the Flame General on your situation. I think you will be pleased with his reply. We have been granted an audience? Before the Sultana and the Syndicate both, we should return to the Royal Promenade at once. You have done much for us, Master Alphinaud. I swear we shall return the favor. Naught is owed, Lady Yugiri, for naught has been given. This small favor you fairly won with your words, and it is with words that you must win the favor of the Syndicate. Then I shall choose them with care. You will accompany us, yes? Good. Your presence may serve to remind the Syndicate of the true meaning of philanthropy, and that nothing so unpalatable will be required of them, assuming the Domans are willing to earn their keep. Come, the Flame General waits us on the Royal Promenade. Good thing we weren't asking you then. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Fucking sacks of shit. Hey, it's Cash P. That's almost like cash money. But P the Magic D. And everybody knows that Piamet loves cash money. Smack, smack. That's almost like pop, pop. Or, as they say in Piamet land, plop, plop. Hey, Brabon. How's it going, dude? Fuck you, Telegy. A pleasure, Miro. The others are already inside. Let's not keep them waiting.
I, Yugiri of Doma, am honored to meet you at last, Your Grace. To mark this auspicious occasion, I should like to present to you the finest treasures our humble nation has to offer. Alas, the circumstances which have brought me here today have divested me of both time and dignity. I come before you as a pauper in direst need of aid, to request that you grant my people asylum.
I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, welcome you to our city. Be at ease, Lady Yugiri. Although I myself have heard the tale of your misfortune, I would ask that you recount it once more for the benefit of the others here present.
As you wish, Your Grace. For many years, my nation, Doma, suffered under the yoke of imperial rule, and my people yearned to be free. Thus, when a war of succession broke out in Garlemald, we sought to take advantage of the chaos and reclaim our liberty. Alas, our enemy proved less preoccupied than we had hoped, and our rebellion was put down in the most brutal fashion.
Those who survived, how many do they number?
More than 200 souls huddle within the cramped confines of our own galleon's hold. Yet this figure accounts for but one of a number of ships which escaped the purge. It is my hope that you will allow us all to dwell within your walls. Should that prove unfeasible, however, I humbly ask that you accept as many of my people as your resources allow. Pray understand, we do not beg a boon, but propose instead an arrangement. We would serve as soldiers or tradesmen until our debt is repaid.
What are the Syndicate's opinions on this matter?
I, for one, think it's a marvelous idea. Lady Yugiri and her people strike me as an industrious lot, and there are parts of the city which have yet to be fully restored. If they are willing to work, I see no reason not to let them.
The head of the Mirage Trust is not known for his generosity. He sees profit in this.
I agree. That said, these are foreign refugees. To admit them would require a formal resolution. Shall we call a vote?
The law is the law.
Lord Lolorito?
Tell me, are you blind or willfully ignorant? Even now, our streets are choked with the displaced victims of the Calamity and Alamigan refugees. They live hand to mouth, subsisting on aid provided by the immortal flames, the cost of which grows ever higher. The wealth of Ul'dah is not without limits, my friends. And need I remind you that these refugees are prone to violence and criminal activity? You have all read the reports, I think. Without homes or employment, it is only a matter of time before men grow desperate and take that which they imagine has been unjustly denied them. Yet, knowing this, you would have us swell their ranks. Mayhap you think the brass blades and the flames are not hard-pressed enough?
Some say the chairman of the East Aldenard Trading Company passes Gil thrice daily. This may explain how he came to be the wealthiest man in Ul'dah. Or it may simply be that he's ruthless beyond reckoning.
Surely the Sultanate can support the few hundred domins Lady Yugiri represents. That our resources have been taxed, I do not deny. But we are hardly in danger of financial collapse. I move that an exception be made.
An exception, Your Grace? I am suddenly reminded of a similar debate some years ago regarding a number of Alamigan refugees, if memory serves. What were your words that day? Yes, the law is the law, and so our visitors remained in Little Alamigo. Mayhap our wise and benevolent Sultana would be so good as to enlighten us as to which other of our laws should not be upheld.
Mind your tongue, Lolorito.
My lord, I share your concern for the welfare of our great nation, but we must endeavor to take a longer view. You know as well as I that people can be a resource still more precious than Gil.
Precious or not, they were never yet so reliable. And unlike those who frequent your establishment, I have no desire to gamble with my future. Ul'dah's greatest asset is, and has ever been, her material wealth. We risk this at our peril. One need only look to Teleji Adeleji's example for evidence of the danger in allowing sentiment to dictate policy. How far the vaunted Mirage hath fallen, both in repute and profitability, since he began employing refugees.
How I choose to conduct my affairs is not your concern, my lord.
A proposal has been tabled. Given its urgency, I move we forego further debate and call a vote. To accept the Doman refugees or not. Those in favor, I bid you remain. Those opposed, I bid you leave.
that it were within my power to welcome you and your people, Lady Yugiri. As you have observed, however, my authority in such matters is regrettably limited. Without the consent of the Syndicate, I cannot act.
I understand, Your Grace, and I appreciate all that you have done on our behalf.
The nerve of the man! If that bastard had not forsaken the eastern trade route, little Alamigo would now be thriving. Oh, that you should have traveled so far under such dire circumstances, only to be refused in this manner is utterly unconscionable. Pray, accept my sincerest apologies.
Now that the Empire no longer poses an immediate threat, they see little reason to maintain the pretense of unity. The Monitorists have grown especially defiant of late. Lord Lolorito most of all. But this is neither the time nor place for that discussion.
So, Lord Lolorito's a bit of... That's not even purple, that's clearly red. Anyway, Lord Lolorito's a bit of a dickhole. While what he's saying is true, that's the problem, is that he's using the truth, but disingenuously. He cares not one whit for the law, or the people that are affected by it, or the people of Ul'dah. He cares much more for whether something is profitable or not, and whether he'll lose money because of it. Promises to keep. As you observed, Lolorito is not afraid to speak his mind, nor is he like to change it. Oft have I wondered how a man so skilled at weighing the worth of things should be so incapable of seeing the value in people. Bah, I will waste no more words on him. Not when the Domans are yet in need of aid. Everyone follow me to the Hall of Flames. I'm not gonna do that. When Cheshire Cat was in need of aid, Lolorito also did not help him. Alright. Let's go to... Jump. Alright, hey there, Robin. What's going on? The Syndicate has spoken, and I see no point in moving the matter to be reconsidered. The Monitarists have made their position clear. Agreed, Ul'dah is not an option. Nor are Limsa, Lomitza, or Gridania, I judge, given the state of their internal affairs, which leaves our Doman friends confined to a ship. Oh, it's the thought of them huddled in an airless hold with no hope of better treatment. Would that I had more time to find an alternative, a place not bound by the concerns of the great nations. Minfilia, that is precisely what I'm calling you about. I understand the Syndicate's decision, I do. We all wish to preserve which is ours, especially when we believe it to be under siege. But I cannot meekly accept this judgment, not while my people suffer. Would it be out of the question for the Sultan to accept us for a limited time? A week, mayhap? Or even just a few days? Excellent, I shall keep you informed. Lady Yugiri, I have a proposal, if you would hear it. Out with it, Master Alphino. The headquarters of my order, the Scions of the Seventh Odd, stand in a place called Revenant's Toll, an outpost in Mordona. Like most outposts, it is frequented by mercenaries and other men of action. It lacks the comforts of a more well-established settlements. However, the leaders of Revenant's Toll have been doing their utmost to change that. To that end, they have been in need of able-bodied individuals willing to work as frontier hands, hard labor, lest you doubt, with naught save food and shelter by way of reward. Terms not unlike that which you yourself proposed, Lady Yugiri. Though I will not hear a word said against our beloved Ul'dah, Revenant's Toll would offer certain advantages, the absence of unhelpful bureaucracy being the most obvious. If they can accommodate us all, we shall gladly accept. Master Elpino, once again I find myself in your debt. Pray do not thank me, my lady. The life of your people is one of hard labor and few comforts, as I told you. And before that, there remains the matter of how they may safely be borne to Revenant's Toll, which will be no small feat, considering the distance and their present condition. Mayhap the Ul'dah Adventurers Guild can be of assistance? Look for me there, anon, Mira. Lady Ugiri, if you and your people would accompany me, we may discuss what aid the immortal flames can provide. Jeremy, how do you feel about Lolorita? Alright, so there is a quest we can turn in here to Swip. I'm not going to do that right now, because I want to keep it all, like, interlocked. We will need to speak to him eventually, but I don't want to do it now. We're going to have to talk to Wyman there at some point as well, because he has a quest we're going to need to do. A quicksand. Not a lot of combat today, guys, I know. We are concerned with the Doman refugees may find their journey to Revenant's Toll too much to bear. Too long have they been sequestered aboard their ship, with insufficient supplies and scarce room enough to breathe, let alone stretch their limbs. With that in mind, Mistress Mamuri has kindly offered to accommodate the Domans until such time as they are ready to set off from Ordona. Those healthy enough to travel will embark as soon as transportation has been secured, while those too weak to leave at once will be permitted to stay until they regain their strength. What news? Transportation remains our greatest obstacle, General. Is there aught the Immortal Flames can do? I fear that exceeds our mandate. Were it a smaller number, mayhap it would go unnoticed, but the Syndicate would not bear the cost of escorting more than 200 Domans to Mordona. When government fails to act, the responsibility falls to us private citizens. I will engage the services of the 77 caravans on the Doman's behalf. Very well. We should begin the contract negotiations at once. Your generosity is most welcome, my lord. After all that has befallen these good people, it is the least I can do. Come what may, you shall ever have a friend in Ul'dah, Lady Ugiri. And you in Revenant's Toll, my lord. What a kind Lalafell. Well, it sounds like we all have work to do. Lady Ugiri, let's put our heads together and settle the details of our arrangement, shall we? I would entrust the task of escorting our Dorman friends to you, after you have rested your own road-weary legs, of course. What say you? What? No, I don't want to escort them. What the fuck? They're clearly quite capable. You're still trying to get a window installed in your bedroom? Going on 9 years? Now, do you own your own place, Cheshire, or are you waiting for, like, your landlord to come in and do it? Alphinaud has a mind to send you to Vesper Bay. Of course he does. He loves Vesper Bay. As we speak, the Domans are preparing for a departure in Vesper Bay, but wherefrom they will be transported by carriage to Ul'dah. That said, this has been decidedly rather sudden, and it could not surprise me if the refugees require some assistance in coordinating their preparations. Mira, I would have you return to Vesper Bay and facilitate the process, through tasks great and small. In short, whatever must needs be done to do it. Speak with a man named Hosen when you arrive. As Lady Ugiri tells it, he has been designated the leader of the first group. You're waiting for anyone to help you install it? Jeremy, head over to Cheshire's and help him. Also, you have a brother or family members that could come help, right? Maybe? I have no knowledge on how to install a window myself. I also live nowhere near you. Alright. We're going to speak to Hosen in a minute. We still got about an hour left to stream, so we're going to do 30 minutes of this, and then we're going to do a side quest with our ninja for the last 30 minutes. So, give me a moment. We're going to take a break, come back for 30 more minutes of main story quest, and then we'll be right back.